Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just close your eyes. That's it. Breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation and allowing feelings of tension, anxiety or worry to leave your body in your outward breath. I want you to create an image in your mind of a swinging pendulum. Maybe it's a crystal swinging from side to side. Maybe a brass object. Could even be a watch on a chain. And focus your attention onto that object as it swings from left to right. And I want your breathing to match the rhythm of that swinging pendulum. But you could make it so that an inward breath takes 2 or 3 swings. And then as you exhale, make it slightly longer. So maybe 3 or 4 swings are required. Until every part of your breath has left your body, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed as that imaginary pendulum in your mind's eye continues to just swing left to right, back and forth. That's it. I want you to imagine getting lost in your imagination as that pendulum starts to blur and defocus. And I want you to think back to a time in your life where you handled a crisis well. I want you to observe yourself like you're someone else, perhaps in a TV studio. Remember the people around you, remember the cameras, the lights, the people on set. And I want you to notice that something happens that causes an issue. And I want you to observe that version of you as you see yourself handling that situation well. You seem calm, composed. Even if the adrenaline is on the inside, it's like a swan looking graceful on the surface, even though there might be frantic paddling below the water. I want you to see that you are making decisions, evaluating cause and effect relationships, and then doing things that had a direct impact on solving that problem. I want you to look at your facial expression, how you were moving, and accept that this wasn't desirable, but you had a particular attitude. An attitude in that moment of "this is fine, we'll sort it." I want you to rewind that moment before it even started and find yourself back in your body back then, before this crisis started. Whatever was the catalyst of this crisis, imagine noticing, seeing, hearing whatever happened and accessing that resourceful feeling, almost a feeling of excitement. You can feel the adrenaline, but you've evaluated that you can handle this situation, that you will do the best you can with the time you have. Hear that voice in your head. This is fine, we'll sort it. Feel where in your body you feel this resourceful feeling. And I want you to make a motion or a movement with your hand. Could be pinching a finger and a thumb together, clenching a fist, or perhaps rubbing your fingers in a particular way so that you feel you can access this feeling of being resourceful, of dealing with a problem. Make a motion, make a sound in your mind. And maybe it's just a phrase. This is fine. Knowing that you can trigger this feeling whenever you need it. This is fine, we'll sort this. And you did sort it. And you realized in that moment that if you can handle a crisis, if you can be calm under pressure, what could you do in an environment where there is no pressure? And imagine you're still there in that location as you think of a different time in your life. Maybe there's a TV screen in that studio. Imagine seeing you riding a bike in a park on that TV screen, and then imagine you going into that TV screen where you're observing yourself riding on a bike, able to navigate yourself around other people with bikes, dog walkers, pedestrians, skaters and rollerbladers, animals and toddlers. And notice that version of you wasn't evaluating every single different possible variable. You had confidence that you knew how to ride a bike. You were calm and composed. And you were focusing your attention and your awareness on those things directly in your vicinity. Accurately evaluating what you needed to do to give the right amount of space between you and the people around you. Then imagine going into that version of you so you now feel like you're on the bike. And how difficult would it be to ride that cycle if you had to worry about what 100 different people may or may not do? But you didn't. You knew how to ride that cycle. And you only had to pay attention on the variables in close proximity to you. And we can call this state confidence. You had confidence you could ride that cycle, and you had confidence that you could adjust your behavior proportionate to the things happening in your immediate vicinity. I want you to scan your body for where you feel that confidence. Turn it into a three-dimensional shape there in that location. A cube, a pyramid, a sphere. Give it a color, make that color glow. If it spins, spin it faster in that same location. Feel this feeling of confidence within you. Give it a sound. Maybe a whoosh. Maybe a phrase. Confidence is the evaluation you can handle what you need to handle. So maybe the phrase is, I've got this. And accept it to be true. And then make a different movement. A way of breathing. Tensing a muscle in a particular location that now becomes a trigger to access this state. And then make that movement. Imagine that shape moving in that way, in that color, in that brightness, with that sound, that phrase. And feel that feeling of confidence. And hold that feeling of confidence as you now imagine you're breathing the same way, thinking the same way, but this time you're about to leave your home in your car, going on a journey. Feeling that feeling of confidence. Evaluating that you don't need to think about everything, just what's in your immediate vicinity. We can call this mindful driving. I want you to imagine that you feel calm and confident because you know how to drive. You're not thinking 10 moves ahead, just to what you can see around you. Imagine pulling up to a roundabout and making a particular movement or tension, or imagining a shape in a color with a sound in your body that represents confidence. Feel that feeling of confidence from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes as you go round the roundabout. And it's not long before you're joining another roundabout. And you don't have to focus on anything other than the immediate flow of traffic that directly relates to you. When you see the gaps, you go through, feeling more and more confident, because it's no different from riding a cycle in a busy park. Even if the park is busy, you didn't worry. You just responded. You either slowed down or sped up. Worst comes to the worst, you can put the brakes on and stop, and then carry on when you're ready. As you go around the second roundabout, again you feel this confidence, a sense that I can do this, and accept it to be true. The way you say, I can do this, no upward inflection. It's a statement of fact. I can do this. And then feel like you're going up a slip road that joins a faster road. Again, you're not focused on a million different things. You're just focused on the direct traffic that you can see in the lane that you're going to be joining. You have the right speed, and if you see there is a big gap, you join that lane. And if you can see a car going fast, and you just slow down, allow it to pass, and then join the traffic when it's safe to do so. No differently than if you wanted to go from one path to a new path in a park, you would wait until there's a clearance, judging the speed of people around you that are walking, cycling, or on a skateboard. And when the gap is there, you go, and you do that intuitively. And feel like that's happening intuitively as you join the lane, feeling that feeling of confidence, looking at what's ahead, and then moving to whatever lane is most suitable, and just enjoy being on this road. In the attention of your mind, you're panning out, not focused on details, but being broadly aware of everything that's happening around you. Slowing down when you need to, speeding up if you wish to, until you get to the point where it's time to leave. Imagine your hand touching the indicator, joining perhaps a roundabout, joining the traffic in that roundabout when there's a gap, and then rejoining that same road but in the opposite direction. And again, following the same strategy, no different from riding a bike. You join the lane when it's safe to do so. Speed up or slow down depending on the speed of traffic around you. And feel yourself smiling as you evaluate that now that I know I can do this in a confident way, there's so much more freedom, so much more choice. It's like you're letting go of something that's been holding you back for a while. And I want you to imagine that you don't just do this journey once. In your mind, imagine that you've done this journey 100 times, and this is now the 100th journey. As you go around the roundabouts, it's almost on autopilot now, you don't even think about it. As you join the road from the slip road, it feels no different from navigating your way through people when you're walking. It feels effortless and relaxing. Just like in your working environment, there's certain things that aren't challenging anymore because you've done them so many times. Tap into that feeling as again you feel like you're going up and down this road with no anxiety whatsoever. Just a feeling of calmness, confidence, accepting as fact, I can do this, because you have. Find yourself returning home after that 100th drive and just accepting that it's not even worth mentioning now. It's just something you can do. And as you return into your home, I want you to imagine that you realize you're actually seeing a memory from a TV screen in a studio. As you wander around the studio, tap into that feeling that if a crisis was ever to occur, you have a reference that you can handle it, that you can trust yourself, that you will make the best choices with the time and the resources that you have. And then realize that even this studio set is just a figment of your imagination from a time long ago when you did something well when it was needed. And then see that pendulum, that same pendulum swinging left and right. And then recall that even the pendulum is just a thought within a thought, an idea within an idea, a dream within a dream, and that actually you're listening to my voice in the present. All parts of you in the present, but with a new way of thinking about driving. It's no different from walking between people or cycling in a busy park. You can do this. Imagine that confident shape there in that location with that feeling, spinning in that way, in that color, with that sound and that noise. Tap into that feeling of confidence, knowing that you can access it whenever you need. As you now take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Get a sense that all parts back in the present. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling confident, resourceful, with a belief that driving is well within your capabilities. And you're looking forward to proving that to yourself in a confident way. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.